The following is a special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Hello, my name is Ron. Chuck it, Uncle Ron. Welcome to the program. Taping this on November 22nd, 2024. Hoping I have all the technical issues worked out to show you a teaching game of Strat-o-Matic Super Advanced. We're going to be playing a game between the 2017 St. Louis Cardinals and Washington Nationals. No, not going to do a ton of these for the channel, but want to show you how I play, how to play, what you should expect, and to kind of demystify how difficult it can be. We are going to be using the PC version of Strat-o-Matic, as you know, and there are two things that you will not be able to see. First of all, I've shut off for this game and this game only the super advanced rules with balks, pass balls, and wild pitches. Those happen behind the scenes. You don't actually roll or enter for them. It just kind of goes as does. So you won't be able to see those, and I did shut those off. So any of the wild pitches or balks are going to be on a Catcher X. Also, when we go to try and steal, it will not show you the roll for the jump. I will show you the card before we do that and tell you what you would have rolled if it was a good jump or a bad jump. But outside of that, everything is being rolled. Excuse me. We will go through the rolls as we go through. I will be manually rolling the dice and entering it in the game and such. So hopefully all that is clear. Let's do this, shall we? Okay. Let me get my dice up on the screen. So I tried this once, it didn't work. Here's the lineups for you. It'll be Edwin Jackson going for Washington. This is not as played, this is as carded. And we are dressing 13 batters and 12 pitchers in a National League game with no DH. It's a lousy night for baseball. Well, I just changed everything I did from the first take on this. April 10th, by the way, is the date. So for the Cardinals, it is Carlos Martinez on the hill. Matt Carpenter will lead off and play first. Tommy Pham left will bat second. Paul DeJong at short goes third. Dexter Fowler in center will clean up. Yadi Molina behind the plate bats fifth. Jed Goyko at third, batting sixth. Stephen Piscotty in right will bat seventh. Colton Wong at second goes eighth, and Martinez on the hill will go ninth. Now, I manage both teams, just like you would if I had the cards and dice and did all that, okay? And Edwin Jackson, by the way, will get the call to pitch for the Nationals. Trey Turner leads off at short. Jason Worth, Captain Caveman in left, will bat second. Bryce Harper in right will go third. Ryan Zimmerman, who's not had a good start to my replay, is at first. He'll clean up. Daniel Murphy at second, batting fifth. Anthony Rendon plays a full season. Sorry, Angel fans. At third will bat sixth. Matt Wieters will make me pull my three hairs out behind the plate. He'll bat seventh. Michael A. Taylor in center will bat eighth, and Edwin Jackson will pitch and bat ninth. Again, and as carded, not as played, because at this point, Adam Eaton was in the line. Who cares? So we hit play ball, and it shows you this is the first of a three-game set. So Carlos Martinez versus Edwin Jackson. Now, in Super Advanced, if you are playing with ballpark factors on and weather factors on in clutch, which we are, there's a roll that you cannot see. There is a good weather factor, there is an average weather factor, and a bad weather factor. And they're also broken into day or night, but it's good, bad, or good, average, and bad. And the day or night just kind of changes the chances. I think it's a 1 to 20 roll of what you get, good, average, or bad. We rolled for bad, And so a ballpark single is a 1 or a 2 for a lefty hitter, and a home run is 1 to 3. For a righty, it's 1 to 11 and 1 to 9. We'll get to that as we move along. Okay. So let me show you Edwin Jackson's card. On the right of your screen over here with the 4, 5, and 6 in blue, that is Jackson's card during the game. The batter's card is always going to be on the top, and that would be a 1, 2, or 3. Let's see. If we were using the bulk and wild pitch, Jackson cannot bulk. His wild pitch number is at 8. So I believe that means that if you roll a 1 on a 20-sided die and then rolled at 8, he would throw a wild pitch. Error rating we'll get into when we have a fielding check. He has a hitting card of a 1, but we're using pitching hitting cards. He has a fielding rating of a 5, which is bad. 1 is the best, 5 is absolutely the worst. You don't want a ground ball to him. He is rated, because we are doing super advanced, as a 6th-inning starter, which means that starting with his 6th inning on the hill, so after 5, if he hasn't been lit up like a Christmas tree, we will. He gets 3 base runners essentially after he hits after his 5th inning, before he becomes tired. He's a right-handed pitcher. His hold rating is a 5, and that will matter when the Cardinals try to steal bases. The higher the number, the worse it is. I believe it goes from -9 to +9, but don't hold me to that. +5 is going to give a lot of runners a chance to steal a base, and that's important in a replay if you're looking for super accuracy, because you will be more tempted to steal runners like Jim Rice or Ryan Zimmerman in this case, because there is a slight chance they can actually get the jump and steal the base. Bunting, people are graded from A to D, so he is a terrible bunter. He can go out of the pen, and that's primarily how I intend to use him over the course of the replay. Again, 3 innings, and then he would hit his in the 3rd inning of his relief, then the countdown to hitting his point of weakness, which is 3 base runners. That in there is for closer rating. I don't use it. I think it penalizes pitchers who can't slam the door fast enough. That is an optional rule, and I don't use it. If you play primarily modern, you probably should. I don't. I try to get my usage right. Okay, so that's what his cards are. He pitched 48% versus lefties, 52% versus righties. We'll go through what everything means as we go along. But if you see the things highlighted in blue here on the card, those are his hit chances. You roll those, chances are it's a hit. So 5 and 6 in real life. This is his combined card. I think he came over from Baltimore. 5 and 6, his combined record, an earned run average of 521. He made 13 starts, no saves, 76 hits, 76 innings, 86 hits. He walked 29, struck out 16, and had 20 home runs. Okay. Not going to go through everybody's card here. So on the top of where you see, let me make sure that you can actually see the dice. Yes, you can. Is the hitter's card 1, 2, or 3? And that reddish hue there tells me that that is a right-handed pitcher. That 4, 5, and 6 beneath that tells me that that's a left-handed batter. And so if I was looking at Edwin Jackson's card in front of me, I'd read off the left side. It is a standard 3D6 roll. If you've never played Strat-o-Matic before, that number in the red up there, that red 0, is either going to be a 1 through 6. If it's a 1, 2, or 3, we read off the batter's card. You add the, or 4, 5, and 6, we read off the pitcher's card. Add the 2 white die together, and we'll go from there. That blue 0 is a 20-sided die, and we'll get to that as we go through. So Carpenter steps in. Jackson is there defensively. This is not a great defensive outfield, but we'll only get to, I don't want to confuse you, so we won't get to any of that until we need it. It's a 1-6. And if you look at Carpenter's 1-6 in the 1 column, that's a K. That is going to be a strikeout. There you go. 1 out. For Tommy Pham is a 300 hitter. Computer made these lineups. I did not. So I roll for Pham. 1-7. And that's going to be a walk. And if you see there on the blue, that is the automatic get on base chance. Not always successful, but that tells me in a glance when I see blue there that the base runner is going to reach. So 1 out, 1 on, and as you can see, Tommy Pham has a 95% chance provided he gets the jump to steal second base. And so I am going to try and steal him. Let's click on the card now. If I rolled a 5 or a 6, thereby his stealing A, that means that he would get the jump. He can steal second base. But that is done by the computer. So, oops, I did that wrong. Should be control 1. So, it'll tell me right here, he has a safe chance of 95% if he can get the lead. He has a 25% chance of getting the lead. In the computer, this is how you do it. Like I said, watch baseball demos. He knows how to do this stuff. So, let's see if he can get the lead. He can't get the lead. Normally, I would not steal. But since his save chance is 1-14, I will try and steal. Now, I know I will throw for the runner. I always play against myself, by the way. It's always manual versus manual. I will re-roll now to get my 20-sided die. Because it's obviously it's a 20. He'd be out, and I've seen the number. So I re-roll. It's a 9. Input the 9, and Pham has it stolen. Now, I could steal second or try to steal third. He's got a 70% chance. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to bat Paul DeJong. Paul is a right-handed hitter, so you can see there on the bottom right on where Jackson's card would be that 4, 5, or 6 that we would read off the red. We're going to roll. 4, 4 is the roll. So I enter that here, and I look. Fly ball, center field, X. It's a fielder's check on Taylor. Taylor is a 2. And so you can see here, the chart pops up as for 2. On a 1, 2, or 3 would be a base hit. I look at my 20-sided die. It is a 12. F2. And F1, as it would be on the 4, would mean that Pham would move up 90 feet. A 2, an F2, is the same as a fly ball B. It would be a sacrifice fly. 16 to 20, you see here, is an F3. And that means it's a fly ball C. It's a shallow fly ball, and Taylor got there. So, Taylor, we think, made the catch. I click that. 12 lights up. So, he should make the catch. Now, the big difference in advance and super advance is we roll now to see if he commits the error. And for that, I roll all 3 of those D6 and add them up. 3 and 2 is 5, and 1 is 6. I click on 6. It's blank. No error. He made the catch. It would have been a 2-base error on a 3, 15, or 18. No, a 3 or a 15. If I rolled an 18, all trip 6s, it's a 3-base error. Don't worry about rear plays. It doesn't matter. So he made the catch. The runners has a chance to move up with there. I guess it's a super advanced roll. Now, Fam's speed is 15 and Taylor's arm is -4. So I would need to roll a 1 to 11. I will not roll that. He will hold. So 2 out and clutch for Dexter Fowler. Now, on the top part there, that 1, 2, or 3, you see where on the 1, 5 and a 3, 5, where it's green with a $sign? I don't think that's the symbol on the card. But that is the clutch symbol. And in Fowler's case, that is a minus clutch. That will, on a 1, 5 or a 3, 5, I can show you. So against a right-handed pitcher on a 1, 5 or a 3, 5, that would be a single. But since we're playing the clutch, those singles turns into pop-outs to second. The yellow highlighted things on the card, both on the batter and the pitcher card, are the ballpark effects. Okay? We roll for Fowler. It's a 3-2, and that won't matter because it's going to be a strikeout. So Edwin Jackson gets to the first. We'll show you Carlos Martinez's card. Again, his wild pitch of a 9. He is a 6-inning starter, and I believe that asterisk means that he could go on 3 days rest. His fielding rating is a 3. His bunting is a B. His hold rating is neutral. So I would be less tempted to steal because Martinez is average at holding runners on. 12 and 11, 3.64 ERA, 32 starts, 205 innings, 179 hits. He walked 71 and struck out 217. Don't roll the 5 on his card. Trey Turner, off to a good start. 2 stolen bases the first week of the season. 110, and that's a straight double. DOCF. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's a double. Good start. He's not stealing. He only has a 40% chance. Jason Worth. I always called him Captain Caveman when I did Nats games. Not off to a flying start, hitting 154. Rolls a 2-6. Now it's a line out to third. Turner will be fine. So 1 out for Bryce, baby. Hit 3 home runs the first week of the year, including 2 in his future home in Philadelphia. We roll a 6-4. Okay, ballpark effect here. The weather is bad, and he is a left-handed hitter. So it would be a single on a 1 or a 2 as soon as I enter this. Now, that's why you roll the 20 for the split. And I already know that that's not a single because the split is at 18. Lines out the second for Ryan Zimmerman. Now, it's a clutch situation because there's a runner in scoring position. That's how you know. If there's a runner on first, it's not clutch. But that is there. It's kind of Strat's way of controlling RBIs, I think. And as you can see on Zimmerman's card, they are hits that are turned into outs on a 1-5 or a 2-5. Okay? Hopefully you understood that. It is a 4-6. I won't hit return yet. It is a double on a 1-8 or a fly ball. Doesn't matter because there's 2 out. So my split is a 12. It is not a double. He flew out to Piscotty, and the inning is over. We've played 1, no score. Yadier Molina will lead off the second. Yadi off to a terrible start. 2-9 is a triple on a 1 or a single the rest of the numbers. I gotta be careful because it's a triple. On a split, it's whatever it is there. So I always say triple on a, let's say, never mind. It's a single. It's a single on 11. Is Molina going to... Now, see, normally you would never steal Molina. But because Jackson can't hold a freight train and Wieters, his arm is even for that. So we throw up the steal. Now, it's got a 22% chance of getting a lead here. Again, this roll is behind the scenes. He got it. We'll throw. And now I'll roll for another 20. He steals the base on a 16. I'm stunned. How many steals did he have? He got the lead on a 4 or a 6. He stole 9 bases. And he was caught stealing 4 times. He's got a -3 arm. Wow. He can actually play first base, too. Okay, Jed Goyko. I'll do my best ID gesture here. So Jed's at the plate. Molina's on second after the steal. We roll 3-7. So that's on Jed's card. It's a fly ball to left question mark. I think that means that Molina has the option to go to third. Nope. And I wouldn't send him anyway. Molina, that 8 you see there by second, is his speed on a 1-20. No adjustments. Which means he is slow. Piscotty, off to a good start, hitting 333. I'm going to read off Steven's card. 3-6 is a fly ball to left. We aren't going. 2 out for Wong. Now, you see the clutch pop up. Molina, because he's on second, scoring position 2 out. And Wong does not have a clutch chance on his card. Cardinal fans want me to roll a 1. 5-3. So Jackson, it's on the pitcher's card. It is going to be a fly ball right field, fielder check. It's an X. Right, 5-3. Fly ball right field. Now Harper is a 2. So 1, 2, 3 would be a hit. And we explain the rest. So 18 would be a shallow fly ball. So no one's moving anywhere, provided he makes the catch. Again, the difference between basic fielding and advanced and super advanced is the error roll is separate. Harper's error rating is a 3, which is pretty good. You're just not going to get that many chances. We roll the 3 die. 4 and 5 is 9, and 4 is 13. It's blank. Harper makes the catch, and that is the inning. So no score. Bottom of the second. Daniel Murphy hitting .462. He was just a beast. But his butt always kept getting hurt. Seriously. In 2016, he pulled his gluteus maximus and didn't want it reported that way. Because really, do you really want to know? You really want to lose a batting title because you pulled a butt muscle? I'm sorry. All right, Murph, as we start the second. 6-11. So we're going to read off of Martinez's card. It's a ballpark single chance. I haven't looked yet. You guys probably have. He singles on a 1 or a 2. It's a 13. And there is 1 out for Anthony Rendon. Now, the way the strat works, besides it being 50% of the results coming off the batter's card and 50% coming off the pitcher's card, things are weighted. So a 7 on Rendon's card can either be a pop out to second, a walk, or a ground ball to second double play. Those are the 3 most likeliest things to happen. Then 6 and 8, 5 and 9, 4 and 10, 3 and 11, or 2 and 12. 2 and 12s, either a line out max for 2, a fly ball to right, or ground ball to second, C, which means that the runner moves, are the least likely things. So everything is kind of weighted and put into perspective there. Rendon off his card, a 3-6. And that single equal sign means that it would be a single, it'd be a hard single into the gap, and any other runner would move 2 bases. But since there's nobody on, it's just Rendon. And Rendon is not going to steal. Matt Wieters. I banged my head against a keyboard the entire year trying to think of nice things to say about Matt Wieters. 2-8 is a strikeout. Now, I always read them as if they strike out on their own card that they chased it. That if it's a strikeout on a pitcher's card, they looked. Is it realistic? Who cares? It's how I visualize it. Michael A. Taylor, who I once dubbed Mr. March. Actually had 19 home runs. I did not remember that. And did yeoman's work when Adam Eaton and Bryce Harper got hurt. 1-7 is a strikeout. We've played 2. No score. So pitcher spot. Pitcher has their own cards. Come with a computer game. I think you can order them too. But Martinez, not a bad hitter for a pitcher. Got hit by a pitch a bunch because I see 2 of them on his card. We start the third. 4-8. That's going to be off Jackson's card. Home run. Well, no. Okay. So down in the bottom right here, you see where Carlos Martinez is a B bunter, a D hitting a run, and that W is his power number, or power letter. If that was an N, that would be a home run. But since it's a W, it's a single. And as you can see from the text there, power is weak. Corners are going to play in. I'm not going to bunt. But that will change Rendon and Zimmerman's fielding rating should there be an X play. Carpenter 2-7, single 1-4. Right? Helps if I hit the right button. It is a 4. Martinez stops at second. So first and second, nobody out for Tommy Pham, who walked his first time up. 5-8 is a pop out to short. Turner's there. 1 out for Paul DeJong. There's 2 solo home runs on the replay so far. 6-9. Homer 1-5. That's not a ballpark check. So Homer 1-5 or a double. The split is a 14. That is a double. Martinez will score. Carpenter can score. That is into center field. So Carpenter's speed is 10. I moved it so you can see it. Taylor is the fielder. He is a -4. So that goes from 10 to 6. And since we weren't holding the runner on second, it didn't say hold, it says steal, the Cardinal runner gets, the trail runner gets 1. So I can send him, but I would need to roll the 20-sider because I've already used it, and it will be a 1-7 chance. We're not sending him. So Carpenter will hold at third. DeJong is on second. The infield is playing in, and that will explain it if we need to. And the Cardinals are up 1-0. You can change that in the computer to set that yourself, but I always let the computer do it. Dexter Fowler struck out his first time up. 3-8. And that is a walk. So the bases are loaded for Yadi Molina. Infield playing normal. Double play is what we're looking for here if you're a Nats fan. 3-10. Foul out to the catcher. Weeders, 2 out for Goyko. Now, he has 2 clutch chances on his cards that turn outs into hits. So on that 1-9, it would be a strikeout. But with the runners in scoring position, that strikeout turns into a single 2 bases. On a roll of 2-2, it would be a ground ball pitcher double play, possibly. Ground ball pitcher A. But because it's a clutch symbol, it's a single 2 bases. Four, 7. Single 1-6. It's a 6. Are you kidding? So Carpenter will score. DeJong does not have the chance to score. The bases are still loaded. There's 2 out, and it's 2-0 St. Louis. So here's Piscotty. He flew out his first time up. And 5-8. Pop out to short. So the Cardinals get 2. And after 2.5, it's 2-0 St. Louis. Edwin Jackson will bat. He cannot reach on his own card. He can get hurt on his own card, but he can't reach. Not a chance. 1-9. I think he strikes out. So 3 strikeouts for Martinez. Trey Turner doubled in his first time up. 5-5. So we're reading off of Martinez's card. Ground ball is short. X. All right. So DeJong. It's a 2-step process. We're going to read off the 3 column here. It automatically shows up. The range play is a 2. So DeJong couldn't get there. That's a single. And if there was a runner on, they'd get 2 bases. So DeJong made mincemeat out of that. Now the error check. His error rating is 17. That's the 17 column on the right. 2 and 3 is 5 and 2 is 7. So the damage is there. There's no additional error. So Turner is on with a single. I don't want to steal him, so I won't. Jason Worth is 0 for 1. 3-9 off of Worth's card, strikeout. That's 4. Bryce, 0 for 1. That 2 column is pretty good. 6-9. Struck him out. No ifs, ands, or buts. And that'll do it. They leave Turner on first after 3. 2-0 St. Louis. So Colton Wong, 0 for 1. He flew out. 3-7. Fly ball, center field. Ignored the question mark. There's nobody on base. Martinez singled and scored in the 3rd. 2-9. Struck him out. So 3rd time through. Normally, I would do 3 times through the lineup before I would pull the pitcher. But Jackson could hit his fatigue before then, and then we'll just go through it at that point. So I'm 2 outs in the 4th. Best case scenario, I can get 6 out of Jackson. Carpenter 1 for 2. 3-7 is a walk. 3rd walk given up by Jackson. 80% chance of stealing. We'll try it. Is a 6% chance to get the lead. He didn't get it. 1-7 now. We don't take it. I do that if they have usually above a 65% chance, because it's as close as it's going to get to making sure that everybody has enough of their chances. I know especially when you see me playing Action PC, I'm very leery about when to send a runner. And so people who might have had 2 or 3 stolen bases, if I was doing every game for a certain team, might get it. But if someone only has a 40% chance, I'm not taking it. This at least tempts you to do it, because I think that's a bit more realistic. Tommy Pham walked and popped out. 3-8 is a strikeout. He chased, and we're through 3.5. 2-0 Cardinals. Ryan Zimmerman, his spring of discontent continues. 0 for 1 today. Martinez starts the 4th. 4-5. That's going to be on Carlos's card. It's a strikeout. For Daniel Murphy, who lined out his first time up. 3-5. Single equal sign. Single 2 bases. I will try and steal Murph. Can't get the lead. So, nope, he's not going. Rendon singled his first time up. Murphy not fleet of foot. 6-9. Strikeout. Now that @ sign next to the strikeout has to do with their pitcher's fatigue. If Martinez was tired, that would turn into a single 2 bases. But as for now, it's a strikeout. 6-9. Let me take a drink. 2 out for Wieters. Ugh. Wieters is 0 for 1. He struck out. Martinez has fanned 7 with 2 out here in the 4th. 2-8. He's fanned 8 through 4. Brings up Paul DeJong. DeJong, Fowler, and Molina to face Jackson here in the 5th. Again, for bottom of the rotation starter, I'm not disappointed with Jackson's performance. We can't hit. DeJong flew out and had an RBI double. 2-9. Struck him out. For Fowler, who struck out and walked. 5-8. Fly ball, left field. Nobody's on, so we ignore the letter. That would be a sac fly, essentially. Yadier Molina has singled, stole a base, and fouled out to Wieters. 2-6. Single left field. So, if there was a runner on, we would assume that they only move up 1 base, unless it tells you otherwise. Not stealing Molina again. Gorko. That sounds like an Oingo Boingo song, doesn't it? All right. 6 hit for the Cardinals. 2 out here in the 5th. 5-8. So on Jackson's card, pop out to Turner. No ifs, ands, or buts. Halfway home, 2-0 St. Louis. And the win percentage, or win probability here for the Cardinals is 71%. Michael A. Taylor will lead off the 5th. Taylor, Jackson, who I'll hit, because Jackson's doing fine, and Turner. Taylor, 4-10. Catcher X. Now, this is going to be confusing here. Ignore the W's and the P's between the 1 and 10. There's nobody on. That would be a wild pitch or a pass ball check. So we're only concerned about the outs or the possible single. It's a 3, so it's a ground ball. The only thing that concerns Molina here is if I don't roll a 5-6-6 combo. I roll a 4, 6, 5. That's close. That's a 15. He throws down to Carpenter for the out. I will bat Jackson. Again, Edwin cannot get a hit on his own card. 2-9. Can you guess what he does here? That's 9 strikeouts for Martinez. He struck out 217 in 205 innings. Trey Turner's had his lunch today, a double and a single. 4-5. So on Martinez's card, that's 10 strikeouts. We go to the 6th. Martinez has thrown a shutout. 2-0 Cardinals. Piscotty, Wong, and Martinez. And I'm not pulling Martinez. So Jackson now has hit his point of weakness inning. So I believe he gets 3 base runners or 3 innings before he gets tired. He will not be able to go the distance. So that doesn't mean that he's hurt immediately, but the computer will tell you. And so there's only 3 chances on the card, on Jackson's card, of fatigue. A 4-2, a 5-6, and a 6-5. We're not there yet. 5-5 is a walk. So there's 1. Piscotty's going to try and steal. Ooh, now, he has a 42% chance of getting the lead or a 42% chance of being thrown out right off the bat. I won't chance it. I'll show you the card. All right, so on a 2-6, he would get the jump. A 7, he doesn't get the jump. On an 8 through 12, he would be thrown out. Wong to hit. 3-5, hit by a pitch. So I believe the next base runner Jackson puts on will hit his point of weakness, is how Strat calls it. It would be pitcher fatigue. Martinez is going to bunt. Again, there's no chart here. You'd roll a number. It's a sacrifice. It works. So you'd cross-reference the chart with the 2d6 and get it. And it worked. It was a bunt back to Jackson. So Piscotty on third, Wong on second for Carpenter, who has struck out, singled, and walked. I'm going to leave Jackson in until he hits that point of weakness. 1-6, which isn't here. Carpenter strikes out. So 2 out for Tommy Pham, who was walked, popped out, and struck out. Now, I'm going to hit the H key here. Jackson is not due up in the 6th. So if he hits his point of weakness, I will have no trouble pulling him. I have, out of the pen, Matt Albers, Grace, Eddie Romero. Joe Ross is a starter. I don't want to use him. Can't use Sean Doolittle to close. I have Brandon Kinsler and Ryan Madsen. So I have options here. But let's get through Pham. 2-4. Uh-oh. Now that would be, I would say, if I was doing this myself, homer on an 18. But 1-18, and he has crushed one. It is a 19. And so only 2 runs will score. That is a third base runner. Jackson's not tired yet. He should be. 2 out, 4-0. DeJong 1 for 3. Flown out, doubled, and struck out. 1-6. Struck him out. Not a quality start. Again, I'll let Jackson pitch till his weakness. It hits his fatigue because he's not due up in the inning. If he was due up, I would pinch hit for him. So in my head, I've told myself he's not batting again. If I can get him there without him hitting his point of weakness, he can stay. But he's not batting. Worth is 0 for 2. He's lined out and struck out. And a 4-4 is a ground ball to third X. Gorko is a 3. So we read off the 3 column here. If there was a runner on, that would be a single being held. It is not. Ignore the number sign or the pound sign. It's just a G3. So ground ball, he's got it now. We roll for the error. 5 and 3 is 8 and 6 is 14. He threaded the needle between 2 errors. So we threw to first. 1 out for Harper, who was lined out and struck out. 5-7, ground ball to second. Fielder's check. So Wong is a 2. We pull up the 2 column. It's an 8. He gets there. Error is rating of 16. 8 is the roll. He makes the play. 2 out. For Zim, who is 0 for 2. 5-8. Struck him out. 11 for Martinez. So Carlos is through 6. Jackson, again, it doesn't help, doesn't hurt to leave him in, doesn't help to leave him in. Fowler struck out, walked, and flew out. 4-5 is a strikeout. Now, if you're doing a really modern season, you pull as soon as you hit point of weakness. Of course, there's a DH. So if this was an American League game, I probably would have pulled Jackson already. But the key is, even with a 12-pitcher roster, you're trying to save as much as you can. You want that starter to go as long as he's productive. Molina has singled twice and fouled out. 2-6 is a third single. Now, I thought he should be fatigued. That's base runner number 1. Dear old Jed has popped out, singled, and flown out. On his card, okay, you see the yellow there? That is a ballpark single. So on the card, 112 against a righty, it would say ground ball second C. But you see where the greener than sign is? That is the ballpark symbol. So that ground ball to second gets changed into a single 1 to 11 chance. We know that number is an 8. So that's a ballpark single. Don't ask me how to figure it. So Jackson is done. He has hit his point of weakness. I will go with, okay, righty, lefty, righty, because Martinez is staying in the game. So, hey, it's Matt Albers, and he's got a 1 rating for fatigue. He is a 4. He has no error rating, and unlike Jackson, Albers is neutral for holding on runners. So 1 out, 7th inning, and I can probably pitch him 1 inning. 4-8 struck him out. Now, if you look at that card, that's wedged right. Well, it's too late. Never mind. I would not want to pitch him when he was tired because against a lefty on a 7 and a 9 on the 5 column, those change from home runs to singles. So you got to be careful on where those are. Wong has flown out twice and been hit by a pitch. 2-10. All right, so house rule for me in this game. I don't have injuries turned on, but ground ball C in an injury. So the inning is over. Now, I need to check whether or not I have another second baseman. Martinez, no. Diaz, yep. So I treat the injury as a same game injury. It gets the bench in. That's how I do it. You can either play by the injury rules, which if you were doing cards and dice, you roll off a chart to determine the length of the injury. There's a super advanced injury chart. You can have players injured up to 60 days. If you're doing as played, it's going to take care of all that for you. So Diaz is a 4, which isn't very good. But when you're cruising along like Carlos Martinez, it doesn't matter. Murph has lined out and singled. 5-7. Ground ball to Diaz. He gets an immediate test. On the X chart, 9 should be an out. Oh, barely. It wouldn't be with a runner on. Lots of chances for an error on a high roll. 14. Again, he threads the needle and makes the play 1 out. Rendon has singled and struck out. 1-9. Strikes out. And you don't see the mouse. What I'm doing is you just hit on the button there where the dice are, and it rolls the dice for you in the computer and records the play. But I like seeing, personally, what it is on the card so I can start to process it in my head before the result is recorded by the computer. Matt Wieters has struck out twice. Ask me if I'm surprised. I'm not. Martinez is fan 12, 2-10. Hey, he made contact. Ground ball to second C. Nobody on. The C doesn't matter. We go to the 8th. All right, don't want to pitch Albers. He pitched his inning. I pitched Romero on Sunday, but he's not tired. We'll go Grace. At this point, I'm down 4 runs. Matchups to me don't matter as what's the pitcher anyway. So Martinez has had himself a day. Single, strikeout, and a sac bunt. I will hit him because it really doesn't matter at this point. If I was behind or if it was a closer game, I might think about it. But 4-run lead, if he can get all 6 outs, more power to him. Grace cannot field. He's a 5 and a +6 and a hold. 6-7 is a base hit. Oh my goodness. Double, 1-9. It's a 9. He doubles. It's one of those Baseball Digest best ever games. So Martinez is on second. 10th hit for the Cardinals. Here's Matt Carpenter, 1 for 3. Against Jackson, he struck out twice, singled to walked. Lefty versus lefty, 3-7. Oh, walk. And now you've hit the point of the program, boys and girls, where you know the game is over and you just want your bullpen to shut the door. Tommy Pham is 1 for 3 with a double. He's walked, popped out, and struck out. Matt Grace is full of something, all right. 1-8 is a walk. So Grace has walked the bases loaded. A double and 2 walks. Good job for Paul DeJong, who was flown out, doubled, and struck out twice. 1-4. Struck him out. So just click anywhere near there, and you saw it light up. Double play. Dexter Fowler would be really nice right now. 0 for 3 with a walk. Struck out twice, walked, and flew out. Fowler, 5-8, is an automatic double. No ifs, ands, or buts. So Martinez will score. Carpenter will score. Will it give Pham a chance to score? Yes, and I will do it. I'm going to ignore that one because I saw it. Runner's speed is Pham is 15. Fielder is going to be Jason Worth. He's a +1. So add 1 for 16. We weren't holding the pitcher on third, so it's 1 to 17. You bet we're going to try to score. 9. Fowler clears the bases. Eddie Romero in for Matt Grace. Romero couldn't hold the parked car. He's a +9. Can't make an error, but he has the range of me. He can go 2 innings. Dusty Baker got a ton out of him. All right, so Fowler on second, 7-0. Molina is 3 for 4. He singled 3 times and fouled out. 6-11. Romero struck him out. Jed is 2 for 4. He has singled, flown out, popped out, and singled. 6-8 on Romero's card. That's a strikeout. And since Romero isn't tired, it's a good strikeout. So Romero puts out the fire, but the Cardinals have a 99% chance of winning. 7-0. And Romero won't pitch the ninth because he's due up second. Michael A. Taylor is struck out and grounded out. And again, I'm pitching Martinez till he hits that point of weakness. 3-7 is a single, 1-8. It is a 2. Michael A. has a hit. Pinch hitting. We got a righty on the mound. I want to go with Ryan Goodwin. Turned out I've used Adam Lind as a pinch hitter in every game so far. Goodwin has some power. He's an end hitter. 3-12. Okay, it's a split result because we're playing super advanced. If it was advanced, it would be a fly ball A, which means that Taylor would move up 90. But it's a split result, and it's going to be an out, and I'll tell you why in a second. So 3-12. So the split chance is a single on a 1-13, and I'm assuming this is going to be a line out. We rolled a 17. It's an out. Line out to second base on the open triangle. So I'm going to show you Trey Turner's card here, and it's 2-5. You see where there is the symbol there? That is the open triangle, which is what it would be on the actual card. And so you would read that instead of the single, in this case, single 2 bases. 1 out. 4th time through. Martinez has thrown an absolute gem. 7 1/3. 12 strikeouts. 2-8. Double play. He's held. I'm assuming this is a double play. Ground ball to short. Yep, 6-4-3, and Martinez is tired. He's thrown 8. I gotta find a new pitcher for. Ross does not have any. He's fine. You can use a starter in any situation, okay? So you see Ross there in endurance or endure 6-0-N. He's not going to be used as a closer. He gets 6 innings as a starter, but he does not start with his point of weakness activated. And I don't want to burn Kinsler and Madsen in a 7-0 game. So Ross will pitch the 9th. And if he hits his point of weakness, I'll have to use another pitcher. But Ross is not starting my next game. It's all about planning. And so you are perfectly fine until they reach that point of weakness to use a starter that you're not going to use the next day or doesn't have any usage at all there. A Max Scherzer or a Gio Gonzalez or someone who's fully in the rotation, you're not using them. But in this case, they're not tired. Go ahead, get him some work. Piscotty is 0 for 3. He has flown out, popped out, walked, and struck out. 6-5. Ground ball to Turner X. He is a 2. A 19 would be a double play ball if there was anybody on. Error rating 14. 13 is the number. We go 3 to 18. Turner makes the play, 1 out. Okay, if I had used, let's just say, Sean Doolittle with a T there, he'd be tired. I could use him, but his point of weaknesses would be activated. So a 5-7 would turn into a single. A 6-6 against a lefty would turn into a single. Against a righty, a 6-7 and a 6-8 would turn into singles. That's why you don't use a tired pitcher. Diaz, remember he came in on the house rule on the Wong injury. He hasn't batted yet. 2-6. Homer 1-6. It is a 16. That is a double. 1 out for the pitcher, who I will pull. He has pitched an excellent game. Ross is a righty. Garcia is a lefty. Greg Garcia, that's a pretty good card. 0 for 4 on the replay. 1-9. Strikes out. For Matt Carpenter, it was 1 for 3 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. Clutch. Ross steals. 6-6. Struck him out. Now, if he was tired, that would be a hit. But since he's not. So Ross works the 9th. I need a pitcher. I don't want to go with a closer here. And I don't want to use someone who's pitched 9,000 innings. So Bowman's been overused. Breba has been overused. Cecil has been overused. Lyons has been overused. He has been overused, but not as much. O has not been overused, but he gets saves. So does Rosenthal. I might use Rosenthal. I think they're going to use O as a closer. Waka and Wainwright are starters. So I'm going to treat O as the closer and pitch Rosenthal because the other ones are highly overused. Again, cards and dice don't get tired. Do what you feel is best. But I do try to keep my usage under 200%. So Rosenthal is a 3. Neutral. He's not stealing against anybody. We're not stealing down 7. That's what I meant. Worth 0 for 3. Lined out. Struck out. Grounded out. 1-9. Strikes out. 1 away for Bryce Harper. 0 for 3. Lined out. Struck out and grounded out. 4-5. Struck him out. 2 up. 2 down. Ryan Zimmerman has struck out twice. Rosenthal delivers 5-10. Ballpark single chance 1-11. Let me show you what that is on the card. That's a right-hander. So that single there So it'd be a straight single if you weren't using the ballpark rules. But since we are, that's what that on the computer is the greater than sign. I forget what it is on a real card. And so ballpark chance. 5-10. 1 to 11, it's a 7. So Zim gets a 2-out garbage time single. He's not stealing. Daniel Murphy, 1 for 3. Lined out, single, and grounded out. 1-5. Ooh, homer 1 to 2. Homer 1 to 2. It's a 12. It's a double. Zimmerman's running. Okay. It is a fly ball to center. Fowler has a 0 arm. So there's 2 out. So we take Zimmerman's speed as a 12. We don't add or subtract anything because Fowler is a 0. There is 2 out. So that 12 becomes a 14. But since they were holding Zimmerman on, it goes to a 13. I want this game over with. We'll try to advance. 1 to 13. 18. He's a dead duck. Game over. So the Nats are shut out by the score of 7-0. So Carlos Martinez, your digital dice player of the game, 8 innings, 5 hits, 12 strikeouts. And Rosenthal was shaky in the ninth. They go to 2-5. I didn't realize that. Nationals, Edwin Jackson falls to 0-2. 6 1/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 8. Then the modern bullpen, Albers, 2/3 of an inning. Grace, 1/3 of an inning, and was terrible. Kenny Romero, 2/3, struck out both of his batters, and then, again, you would not use Ross if you were doing an as-played because he wouldn't be on the active roster. But for grins and giggles, he went an inning. He's there. He struck out 2. And there's the rest of that. Strat does a really good job in what stats and keep. The Cardinals went 4 for 21 with runners in scoring position. That really was an absolute blowout, wasn't it? All right. 9. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you understood it. And if you got any questions, please ask in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you the next time. So long, everybody.